It was supposed to be another regular day on The View, another discussion, another debate. The studio lights bright, the audience ready for their usual dose of talk show banter. But what happened next shattered the predictability of the day. Whoopi Goldberg, who had been steering the conversation on this show for years, was about to face a guest who wouldn't just sit back and take it. Karoline Leavitt, a rising conservative star, and she wasn't about to back down. Whoopi has always thought she had control. She had been running this show with an iron fist, effortlessly dismissing opposing views, steering the conversation to fit her narrative. This time, however, she was wrong. Karoline wasn't just going to be another conservative voice to shout over. Karoline had other plans. She wasn't here to play by the usual rules. She was prepared to challenge Whoopi head-on, and she was going to make sure everyone knew it. Karoline walks onto the set, her steps measured. She knows this is going to be a challenge, but she's fully prepared for what's about to unfold. This is a high-stakes moment, and she's not here to back down. Whoopi, sitting comfortably at the head of the table, leans in with a familiar smirk. She's in control, at least she thinks she is. How do you defend the misinformation spread by conservative media? She asks, her voice sharp, throwing Karoline into the fire right from the start. Karoline takes a deep breath and calmly meets Whoopi's gaze. She doesn't flinch. Who decides what's misinformation? Karoline responds evenly. I've seen networks like yours get it wrong too. The room goes silent for a split second. The tension is palpable. Karoline's words hang in the air, and some of the audience members shift uncomfortably in their seats. It's clear, this is not the answer Whoopi was expecting. Karoline is standing her ground, not backing down from the confrontation. Whoopi leans forward, her voice sharpening as she aims to regain control. Conservative media has been spreading lies, and you people always play the victim, she says, trying to put Karoline on the defensive. Karoline doesn't react to the attack. She remains calm, her voice steady as she responds. Where's the last conservative voice on this show? Whoopi dismisses the question with a laugh, mocking Karoline. Oh, please, conservatives always get a platform here, she replies, rolling her eyes. But Karoline doesn't back down. She presses, her tone even but firm. Do you actually let them speak, or do you talk over them and label their views dangerous? Her question hangs in the air, and the room grows tense. Some co-hosts shift uncomfortably in their seats, realizing Karoline is no longer just defending herself. She's taking control of the conversation. Karoline stands her ground, watching Whoopi carefully, her gaze unflinching. The audience, once cheering for Whoopi, now seems uncertain. Karoline's calm but powerful response has shifted the atmosphere. She's not just answering questions, she's challenging the entire narrative Whoopi has set up. The power dynamic in the room has changed. It's clear that Karoline is in control now. The tension in the studio is palpable, and Karoline knows this is her moment. As Whoopi presses on with her attacks, Karoline stands tall. She straightens up, her posture exuding confidence. And then, with calculated precision, she delivers the line that shifts everything. Maybe that's why fewer people take this show seriously anymore. The words hang in the air. The room falls silent. For the first time, Whoopi is caught off guard. She freezes, her mouth slightly open, unsure of how to respond. The power dynamic has shifted completely. The audience, who had been waiting for Karoline to falter, now watches as Whoopi stumbles. This wasn't just a heated debate anymore. Karoline has turned the tables. The host, usually the one in control, is now the one scrambling for words. Whoopi, clearly taken aback, tries to laugh it off, but the laugh sounds forced. She shifts in her seat, clearly uncomfortable with the new direction of the conversation. Her frustration begins to show. Oh, come on, that's ridiculous, she mutters, trying to regain some of her usual composure. But Karoline won't let it go. She's not about to let Whoopi sidestep this challenge. You sit here and preach tolerance, Karoline says, her voice steady and strong, but the second someone disagrees with you, you attack them. That's not tolerance. Whoopi, now visibly rattled, stands up abruptly, her chair scraping against the floor. The audience gasps, sensing that something is about to explode. Whoopi rips her microphone off and slams it onto the table, her frustration boiling over. I'm done, she snaps, her voice dripping with irritation. Without a moment's hesitation, she storms off the set, walking away from the table, leaving Karoline and the rest of the panel behind. The studio is stunned into silence. The camera pans over the shocked faces of the audience, some of whom are too surprised to move. A few members of the studio audience are applauding, while others sit frozen, unsure of how to react. The tension in the air is thick, with the entire situation unfolding in real time. The producers behind the scenes scramble, trying to figure out how to handle the situation. Some of the co-hosts exchanged nervous glances, visibly shaken by the unexpected turn of events. They had come in expecting another heated political debate, but this was something far different. Karoline had done something no one expected. She had outplayed Whoopi, and the host of The View had walked off her own show. The audience remains divided. Some are still processing the shock, while others can't help but applaud Karoline for standing her ground. The tension is palpable, and for the first time in a long while, the power on the set has completely shifted. Whoopi Goldberg, once the undisputed leader of the conversation, is now out of the picture. Karoline has taken control. As Whoopi storms off, the remaining panelists are left fumbling for words. Some awkwardly laugh, trying to lighten the mood, but it's clear the moment has passed. Watching as Whoopi exits, her expression unreadable. She doesn't need to say anything more. Her actions and her words have already spoken for themselves. This is no longer just a debate, it's a moment of reckoning. Karoline's words, calm and measured, have left a lasting impact. The audience, the producers, and even Whoopi herself know that the game has changed. Karoline Leavitt didn't just survive the interview, she dominated it. And in that moment, the world saw it unfold live on television. The fallout from this showdown will be felt long after the cameras stop rolling. The moment Whoopi Goldberg stormed off the set wasn't just a shock to the audience, it was an instant sensation online. The clip spreads like wildfire across social media platforms. Hashtags like #WhoopiWalksOff and #CarolineExposes The View start trending, flooding Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Within hours, millions of views pour in. People can't stop talking about it. Conservative news outlets seize on the moment, replaying the clip in prime time, using it to highlight Karoline's bold stance and Whoopi's frustration. It quickly becomes the topic of every conversation, with pundits on both sides weighing in on what they had just witnessed. The video goes viral not only among conservative circles but also across broader audiences. People who may not follow political debates or The View itself find themselves watching and commenting, shocked by Whoopi's dramatic exit. The internet has a new favorite clip, and it's all about Karoline taking control of the situation with poise and confidence. The momentum is unstoppable. As the video racks up millions of views, The View tries to downplay the incident. They release statements trying to justify Whoopi's actions, calling it a heated moment and suggesting that Karoline's comments were provocative. However, the raw footage tells a different story. Whoopi's sudden exit cannot be ignored, and no amount of spin can change the fact that she lost control of the conversation. Karoline, on the other hand, doesn't need to defend herself. She doesn't get drawn into the media's narrative. Instead, she lets the moment speak for her. She remains calm and collected, allowing the video to do all the talking. The truth is clear, and the internet isn't buying the media's attempts. In the aftermath of the explosive segment, The View's ratings take a noticeable dip. Viewers who had tuned in for the usual political drama are now questioning the credibility of the show. Whoopi Goldberg, once the undisputed leader, faces a credibility crisis. Her dramatic exit from the set has made her the focal point of media criticism. The show's producers scramble behind the scenes, desperately trying to control the narrative, but the damage is already done. Karoline, on the other hand, moves forward with grace. She doesn't get caught up in the media frenzy or the aftermath. She remains focused on what she came there to do, engage in a real conversation. Karoline doesn't need to react to the backlash. Her calm and confident performance speaks for itself. The world has already seen the truth unfold, and there's no need to defend it further. By the end of the week, the clip of Whoopi's exit has amassed over 25 million views. Karoline didn't just win a debate, she changed the narrative entirely. What was meant to be a typical exchange on The View became a defining moment in public discourse. Karoline exposed the hypocrisy, challenging the double standards that often go unaddressed, and in doing so, she shifted the conversation for millions of viewers. The truth had been shown and the world was watching. So what do you think? Did Whoopi lose control of the conversation, or did Karoline make a valid point? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like, share and comments. Also, please don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section.